Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Hello to all FMS students. Today is 4th March. That's Wednesday. And day after tomorrow, that's the day for your exam. I must say here, now it's time to conclude now. Whatever you have started, now it's time to conclude. So yes, with this session, we will cover what the important exam day tips. But before that, I also wanted to discuss an important thing. That's before the exam, you have remaining approximately 2 days. No? So students feel nervous before the examination. No. Do remember some key points. Number one, don't take stress. Don't take stress. Just relax. You have done a wonderful job. Whatever you have done till now, that is your asset. And do you know that? What is the purpose to establish any asset? The purpose is to get future benefit. So now it's time to get benefit. If you feel afraid, if you are not confident, by next 2 days, that will impact on your examination. So by next 2 days, you stay calm, relax, don't take stress. I strongly suggest you must not take any type of stress like something difficult, something hard, not able to work out. No, just relax and keep practice as much as possible. Keep practice as much as possible. Keep practice as much as possible. That's the key point. So number one, next 2 days, what you should do? First, we will cover what you should do for next 2 days, and then we will cover the exam day tips. Number one, quickly review the syllabus content. Quickly reviews all the syllabus content, number one. And simultaneously, do practice the questions with exam conditions. Sir, what do you mean by exam conditions? Yes. Number one, something you already know before the exam. Something you already aware before the exam. What is that about? There are 3 topics. That is investment appraisal, business finance, plus working capital. That examiner can examine with any part of the question paper, either section A, B, C. So before entering to the examination hall, you are very much aware that, okay, investment appraisal, I know that whenever I will attempt the question either with section A, section B or section C type. So I can face these 3 topics in any part of the paper. So what you should do, next 2 days, you have to make practice 1 or 2 question of section C type of investment appraisal, 1 or 2 question of the business finance, section C type question, 1 or 2 question of the working capital with section C type question. And also, at least one OTQ for each content, and at least 4 to 5 section A type question for each content. Because when at the Friday you will enter with the examination hall, you will face the examination. So you are very much familiar. Okay, your brain is very much familiar about what Okay, investment appraisal, I can handle with any area of the slave, any of area of the exam. ABC, BF, business finance or working capital, I'm very much used to since last 2 days to handle with section A, B or C. By the way, with section C, whatever the drafting techniques I've shared with you, that you have to cover the things accordingly. Whatever the drafting techniques I've shared with you, you have to cover the things accordingly. Number one. So before the exam, you know very well about this. Number two, before the exam, you know very well that examiner examine the risk management, the business valuation, either section A or section B. So at least two OTQ for 10 marks. You have to work out for risk management. You have to work out for the business valuation. You know very well that examiner also can also examine with a section A type question of both of these topics. So at least 5 to 7 questions for each topic for section A as well. And the financial management function and environment. That's with section A or sometime with the section B as well. Very limited, but yes. So you have to quickly review the notes of the financial management function environment. Refer the OTQs type questions, section A type question for the financial management function environment. And if you covered with this topic with the Kaplan, that's good. If you covered with the study app, that's good. Any of the one area, you have to make a quick review about that. So, sir, if we do practice with this manner, what will be the benefit? I again say that this type of practice, this strategy of the practice will support you to develop the mindset exactly the examination you will face by Friday. So your mind is very much familiar about the exam structure because you will face the exam exactly like this. That's the point. That is the point. Some of the students ask some questions to me. Sir, number one, risk management is very much tricky. Do remember that examiner examine a very limited context about the risk management. Because actually the risk management will examine with the AFM. Every tutor globally every tutor of the financial management knows very well that FMS student face difficulty with the risk management because of what? Because ACCA incorporate the syllabus in a manner just to have a limited knowledge. So don't take too much stress about the risk management, number one. Number two, sir, drafting. Student, you have done very brilliant job about the drafting. At least 4 to 5 questions you need to make practice for this not section C type question. So whatever the advice I've given you about the drafting with the smart solution, but some of the questions smart solution I've given to you, that you have to work out accordingly. You have to work out accordingly. That's a key point. So next 2 days you need to make practice as much as possible, and if possible review the notes and the suggested answers I have given to you. the suggested answers I have given to you. If someone wanted to make a review from the study hub, no worries about that. You can do that. But the important point is that the scope of the practice and the content material, revision material, covers either from the study hub or either from the recent most past papers. Not to worry about that. So next 2 days, you need to make practice for this. The purpose in your brain is that I have to make practice in a manner to become more familiar about the exam, whatever I will face by Friday. Can you please reply me? Is this clear to all of you? Can you please reply me? Thank you. Okay, ji, thank you. Moving forward, FM exam day tips. Exam day tips. With the exam, what the point that you need to consider? Do you know that whenever you wanted to participate with any project, participate with any exam, participate with any game, the important thing, there are two important things. Number one, the techniques, the knowledge you have or you will carry it with the examination hall or with the game, the technique you know, the expertise you have. But do you know that the expertise or the techniques or the knowledge you will carry with the examination, that is not the only thing to get success. Simultaneously, you have to add the smart techniques as well. Smart techniques. So there are two things with the combination to get that will support, that will give you the success, that will support to your service success. Number one, job preparation. Number two, smart techniques. Do remember, hard working is very important, but it's not compulsory that you will make hard to get your hard working only result to success. You have to blend some smart techniques as well. So what do you mean by the smart techniques? The first thing is that, please, during the examination, you must be very much relaxed. You don't take any stress. During the exam, whenever you feel that, yeah, that's something, it's very hard, just relax. Just relax. Take a long breath. Remember your God Allah and do your best and move forward. Do your best and move forward. I am advising you some key rules here. In fact, that rules we have already discussed before, but I'm going to add here. For example, if we are discussing about number one, section C type questions. Section C type question. Number one, calculation part. First of all, develop your mind. Whenever you face the section C type question, one part is calculation, one part is theory. You have to invest time according to the marks. For example, the 20 marks question of the section C, 10 marks about calculation, 10 marks for theory. So everybody knows that the golden rule is that you have 1.8 minutes for each mark. 20 marks is equal to 36 minutes. 36 minutes. So you have to invest, for example, the calculation 10 marks. So for calculation, you have to invest 18 minutes for calculation and 80 equal in 18 minutes for theory. If you invest more time for calculation, you will not be able to complete or you will not be able to make a qualitative answer for theory. So make sure you have to draft answer calculation or draft the theory according to the time, relevant time. Okay, number one, the calculation. For calculation, there is a very golden rule that is called own figure rule. Sir, what is the meaning of the own figure rule? Own figure rule means assume that you are attempting a question of investment appraisal. An investment appraisal having 4 steps, 1, 2, or 5 steps, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 steps. The step number 1, you have done it. Step number 1, for example, the calculation of contribution. It's very simple. You are very confident and you have done right. The step number 2, incorporating the inflation, you have done it. For example, step number 3 is about tax, and there are some complex issues about the tax. There is something hard or maybe something simple, but you are not able to recall. No worries about that. You have stuck here. What you should do? The important point is that relax for this step. Relax. And whatever you feel best, do your best. And assume that after doing your working, it's become wrong. No worries about that. Just relax. Move for the 4th point. Move for the 4th point. Now, if the 3rd point is wrong and 4th point is connected with the 3rd point, 4th point is connected with the 3rd point, 5th, and in fact also the 5th point, then what will happen? What will happen? Examiner will assume your wrong figure. For example, here the answer should be 100, but your answer is 135. This is wrong, 135. Examiner will assume this 135 and carry this figure and check the 4th step. If your procedure is right, for example, next step is about working capital. After that, the calculation of the NPV. So if your procedure is right, your structure is right, even though the figures become the wrong answer for the step 4 and 5, examiner will give you full marks for 4 and 5. Examiner will only deduct for the 3rd step mark. In fact, if your steps is right for the step 3, figures is wrong, you will be able to get marks here. For example, the 2 marks question, you will get 1 mark for step 3. But this will not affect your 4th and 5th part. So the point is that if the calculation for the section C, examiner giving you the margin for own figure rule, there is no negative marking. So why you are worried about that? Why you are worried about that? The important point is that lock your time. Number 1, lock your time. Develop a good plan and attack. And keep moving. Don't stop. Keep moving, don't stop. Keep moving, don't stop. This is what about the guidance for section C type question for calculation. About the theory, about the theory, whatever the drafting technique I have shared with you, that is about relevant. Number one, relevant. Relevant to the requirement and marks. You have to draft the answer according to the requirement, relevant requirement and relevant marks. Whatever I have shared with you with the suggested answers. But either you are working with calculation, either with theory. You don't forget the another important point. 20% time you need to invest for plan, 80% time you need to invest for execution. 20% time you need to invest for planning, 80% for execution. Either for calculation, either for theory. 20% time plan means reading the requirement and the context, understanding the requirement and context, either calculation or theory, and then brainstorm. Brainstorm means before starting the question, especially for theory. Before starting the question, you have to develop the pointers in your mind. You have to brainstorm, raw thinking. What are the points we need to write here based on my understanding? And then start working. Please, please, please don't ignore this step. This is what I have already discussed the point with you, but I am just recalling and composing the mind before the exam, before 2 days, just 2 days before the exam. Is this clear? Please do reply me. Is this clear? Ladies and gentlemen, next 2 days, whatever I've advised to you about these 3 topics, investment appraisal, business finance, working capital, at least 2 questions you need to attempt with this guidance. Once again, take out any investment appraisal question. For example, last 2 semester question, take out any 2 questions. 1 NPV, 1 capital, something like this. Lock your timer. For example, take out 1 question. Lock your timer for 20 marks question, 36 minutes. For example, the 10 marks question for calculation, you have to read, plan, brainstorm, and attempt calculation part within 18 minutes. It doesn't matter after 18 minutes. After 18 minutes, you become not able to complete your question. No worries about that. The important thing is that keep practice, keep moving. Next 2 days or during 2 days, if you're not able to attempt question within the time frame, no worries about that. Don't take stress. You are working on it. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep practicing. So first calculation, then take out theory part. Take out the theoretical aspect. Take out the theoretical aspect. Read, understand, brainstorm, attack. Attempt it according to requirement and relevant. And next 2 days, it's open to you. Any of the question of the drafting, if you share on the WhatsApp group, me and my team will respond to you, give you the feedback. If you give us 10 questions, we will give you the feedback for 10 questions. But the condition is that you have to drop the questions on WhatsApp group. It's not possible to entertain you in-person messages. That's the point. So first exam day tips for section C type question. If I say that section A and B type questions, there are two important points. Number one, the section B type question, the OTQ case based question. The OTQ's case. There are very specific guidance here. Read, don't be normally normally students don't face any problem about that, any issue related to time management. You will have enough time to complete your paper, believe me, for FM. So here for OTQ, you know that each OTQ having 10 marks. So once again, don't forget the planning that is about 20%, because here students examiner report particularly mentioned that students are very much are you able to hear my voice? Is my voice clear? There's no distortion, no? Okay. So what I was saying that examiner report particularly mentioned that students make mistake with the section B type questions or section A type questions because they are in hurry, or especially with section B type question, the examiner mentioned that student do not read the content or the case very carefully. And the answer is reflecting it's that students not read the question carefully and not able to answer accordingly. Because the key thing is that if you read your OTQ case carefully, then you easily connect the answer accordingly. That's a very key point. So plan 20%, which includes read the context or the case very carefully. I mean, read, understand. Number two, whenever you are attempting OTQs, either with any objective, any type of objective type question with section A or B, I have already given you the guidance with the boot camp session of FM. Boot camp means the practice questions I have shared with you. I hope that you have already watched all the videos. Am I right? That's FM 0 to hero. That's about FM 0 to hero. That's I've given you the guidance about how to attempt A and B type questions. Because the section A, B type question either calculation or either theory. If this is about theory, so some specific rules, for example, if you need to select any one from the four, so quickly, first of all, rule out the things which is not nearby, the options which are not nearby. For example, there are four options, A, B, C, D. So you need to read one, A, B, C, D, and quickly rule out which is not nearby. So out of four, you have ruled out the C or D requirement. Then you need to focus if you wanted to opt any one, that either option A or option B. Then you need to select accordingly. Apologies. Okay, so what I was saying that if something about the MCQ, so select the true answer, any one out of four. So the first thing is that you don't need to make selection out of four. First of all, you need to make approach that something that's need to rule out, that is not nearby the answer or nearby the case. Rule out one, rule out two, then nearest most selection made. That's a key rule. And here, for both of these points, I must say here that next 2 days, the very key important key points. Next 2 days, you need to do practice with last 5 semester, at least 5 semester, examiner report questions. That is 5 OTQs and 10 section 8. Five questions for section B type cases, and here 10 questions with section A type. Sir, what do you mean to say? Some of these questions you have already covered with the boot camp. That's FM 020. FM ACCA FM examiner report. For example, the latest most. Yes. The latest most September, December 25. Take out the section B type question. This one. Example, the question. This is very this is a question that's resemble with your latest exam. In fact, this is the latest exam question, and if you are attempting exactly the latest most exam questions, so your brain will synchronize with the actual examination hall questions. Attempt section B type question, this one, and section A type, 2 questions here. 2 questions of the section A. Example 1, example 2. Oh, in fact, example 3 as well. Okay. So that means each have 4 questions. So 20 questions. So how many examiner report you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suggest that you need to attempt last 4. Last 4. That's all. That's last 4. It's good enough. That is 4 section B type question and 16 this. Can you please reply me? Is this clear? There is no specific rule about section A and B, not a specific rules, but do practice as much as possible. Yes, that is good. If you do attempt section A and B type question of the study hub. That's good. About section C type question, you need to refer the past paper question. Recent most past paper questions. Last 4 semester past paper question. By the way, if you people have not attempted the mock exam, we have shared you 2 mock exam. One name is copycat mock, another one is ACCA pre-mock. If you haven't attempted till now, I strongly suggest you need to attempt the mock immediately. And you can do that. Exam day. The important thing is that you, first of all, whatever the knowledge you will carry, you need to apply here with the examination. Plus, softly relax. For section C type question, for calculation, that's the rule, own figure rule. You know very well before the exam, either with the section C, either the question of investment appraisal, 2 questions, huh? So out of 3 topics, you will face any 2 topics in the question, huh? Either working capital, either investment appraisal, or business finance. So most of the time, examiner examine the investment appraisal, but it's not compulsory, no? That's the point. Last point for the exam day tips. So what the sequence we should follow? Either we need to attempt for section A, then section B, then section C. It's up to you. It's up to you. But my recommendation is that don't attempt section C type question at the last of the examination time. If someone asks me that, when we should attempt section C type both questions, either the first one or the second one. Like, first you need to, option 1, any of the student first attempt section C type question, then go for section A and then B. This is a good approach. Second option, first I will attempt section A type question, then move for section C, then go for section B. Okay, that's also good. Third option, first I will attempt section B type question, then for section C type question, then go for section A. Yes, this is also acceptable. But if a student says that first I will attempt section A, section B, and at last I will attempt the section C, I don't recommend. Section C type question, either you need to attempt the first one or the second one. That is my recommendation. The reason behind is that if you hold your section C type question at the end of the exam, maybe time pressure will irritate you and you become not able to complete section C type questions. By the way, if you are comfortable with section A, first the section A, then B, then C, and you have attempted the mocks with the same sequence, you can do that. As I told you, it's the previous options were my recommendation. But if you are comfortable, go for that. Normally, time management will not an issue during the FM exam. But important point, don't mess, especially with OTQ, section A, B type question. Don't mess. Be confident. Be confident. Don't overthink about that. Invest according to the time. Section A, 2 marks question. You have how much time you have is equal to 2 multiplied by 1.8 is equal to 3.6 minutes. So 3.6 minutes for execution, you need to invest time maximum 2 minutes. But 1.5 minutes, you need to make a good plan. Relax, think critically, recall your knowledge, and be confident when you lock any answer, when you calculate any answer, when you attempt theoretical aspect with a section A, B type and log the answer. The important thing is that control your emotions and strongly committed with your answers. Be confident, be confident. So that is the point. That is all about the section. This is exam day techniques about the FM. From my side, a very best wishes to all of you. May Allah God bless you success. If you wanted to ask any of the question, you can ask me. Otherwise, from my side, thank you very much and relax and keep moving. We are me and my team that's available till your examination time. You can ask anything. You can drop any questions on the WhatsApp group. We will reply you accordingly. Thank you very much. Thank you.